How did it feel to show the table your nuts?
Really great, actually. I wish I could show the table my nuts.
We made it to JAMUL Casino just outside San Diego for the meetup game with Poker Beast, Rosie from Next Gen, a few other vloggers, and of course ourselves. It wasn't a short drive though from LA to basically 20 minutes from the Mexico border, but I'm not one to turn down a good time with great people. It's a super funky town, so if you find yourself in the area, definitely come check it out. The card room is amazing, and even better today, we got the green light to openly film, which is awesome to show the fans of the vlog and vloggers in their natural element. Speaking of vloggers in their element, we take a round of tequila shots to set the mood. Yo, what's up you guys? I'm here with the Poker Beast. We're here at JAMUL. I just said JAMUL, but he corrected me. And we got a meetup game. We got Rosie coming. We got Think Blue Poker. It's gonna be some fun. I'm gonna try to get on this 2-5 table right here. What do you got to say to the vlog?
We're gonna have a blast. Thanks for coming out, Wolfgang. It's nice to meet you.
Go check out his channel if you haven't seen it already, and let's get in some hands. As he says, right away, right into the hands, let's go. Real quick, in the last video, I mentioned the 2-month road trip I'm going on from Los Angeles to Austin, Texas. It's kicking off September 15th in Phoenix, and I have a few more dates booked already. If you're in any of these spots, come out and play some cards with me. Feel free to also message me on Instagram beforehand, or tell me to come on some other spots that I may have missed on the way. We're into this meetup game for $300. We're in the hijack position. We look down at ace-7 of diamonds. Action folds to me and I raise it up to $12 and get called in 2 spots, the cutoff and the big blind. It's going 3 ways to the flop. The flop comes ace-10-5 with 1 diamond. We have top pair and a backdoor diamond draw. The big blind checks it to us. Out of position to the cutoff here, I think we could be putting in a bet. In this situation though, I decide to check it over to him. He fires for $20 and the big blind gets out of the way. Nothing to do but just a call. I toss in 4 red chips and we're off to the turn, which brings in our diamond draw. Comes the 3 of diamonds. Given the fact we checked the flop, I think a check on the turn here is appropriate. That's what I do, and the cutoff now bets $35. Around a half pot size bet here. I think occasionally we could be going for the check raise now that we picked up the nut diamond draw, but I just decided to continue with a call here and we're off to the river. River doesn't change too much. It comes the 4 of hearts. I think we have no other option other than to check, hoping to get to a fairly cheap showdown. The opponent decides to go for one more street of value. He puts in $60 into $150. Given the fact that we checked the flop, we have severely under-repped our hand. However, the opponent is showing a lot of strength by betting flop, turn, and river. Wouldn't blame people from folding in the situation. I put in the call and we get shown the bad news. He had ace-king, definitely not a hand we would put in his range there, considering the fact he just flat called us pre-flop instead of going for the 3-bet. Oh well, nice hand, sir. Off to the next hand. Yo, we got the fish here and Think Blue. What's up, dude?
What's up, bro?
Yo, nice to see you guys.
Hey, man.
We rebuy for an additional $100. We look down at Queen 10 offsuit and I raise it up to $15. We just get called by the middle position player and the flop comes Jack 9-4 with 2 clubs. We have the open-ended straight draw here. Middle position player checks to us and I make a c-bet for $12 with our open-ended straight draw. Opponent puts in the call and so we're going heads up to the turn. Turn pairs the 9, it comes the 9 of spades, not changing too much, and the opponent checks it over to me. I'm looking to take a free card here. I check behind and we're off to the river, which comes the 8 of hearts. Bang! We river the straight. As if our life couldn't get any better, it appears the opponent is going to bet into us when he grabs a stack of red chips, and sure enough, he tosses in $41 leading into us on the river. This card obviously helps us here. I'm not really too sure what he's representing, but it looks like he only has around $150 behind, so for that reason, I need to go for value here, and I put him all in for his remaining chips. He thinks about it for a little while before putting in the fold. We're going to take down that pot with our rivered straight. Let's go. King Queen offsuit is the next hand to bless the vlog. We're in early position and I raise it up to $12 and the hijack now 3-bets us to 41. King Queen offsuit here against a strong 3-bet I still think is a defend here at these low stakes. I toss in the additional chips and we're off to a flop, which gives us top pair, Queen Jack 4 rainbow. Nothing to do but to check it over to the hijack, who has some intentions here of continuing betting. He puts in $50. Not really sure what he's repping here. I guess he could have ace queen or maybe ace king. We flop top pair with a very good kicker. I put in $50 and we're off to the turn, which brings in the deuce of hearts. I check it over to the hijack, expecting him to bet if he has a hand that has us beat, or check it behind with a hand that wants to get some pot control or is giving up. Sure enough, it's the latter option. He checks behind and we're off to the river. The river gives us two pair, comes the king of clubs. Life is pretty good for us here. Two pair on the river. Now if he has ace queen or queen jack, we have him beat. I don't want to check it over to him here on the river. I want to make sure that I get a little bit extra value. I decide to go all in here, around $200 effective into the $185 pot. The opponent thinks about it for a little while before tossing his cards into the muck. Interested to see what you guys say down in the comments below. Rosie gave us the 2 thumbs up though.
That's my boy,
Yes.
Wolfgang, buddy.
Best dealer here at JAMUL. Humble.
Humble, dog. That's right. Appreciate you.
Yeah. This guy's a bad man right here. This guy's a bad man right here.
With $400 in our stack, we look down at ace king offsuit and I raise it up to $12. We get 2 callers, the hijacked and the cutoffs are going 3 ways out of position to the flop. Flop's a bad one for us. It comes jack 5 deuce with 2 spades. But don't tell me that. I decide to make a c bet for $11 into 2 other players. Hijack gets out of the way, but the cutoff puts in the call, so we're heads up to the turn, which gives us top pair and the nut flush draw coming the ace of spades. Now that we bet the flop, this ace on the turn is gonna be really good for us. The opponent is not going to expect us to have hit this card. For that reason, I decide to continue betting for $45 and the cutoff pretty much snap calls and we're off to the river. The river pairs the board. It comes the deuce of hearts. So now we have 2 pair aces and deuces with a king kicker. Too bad it wasn't a spade to give us the nuts. No reason to slow down betting here in my opinion. I think the opponent's going to have a lot of jacks in his range, maybe some weaker aces, so I fire for $100. Opponent doesn't think too long before putting in the call. I show my ace king expecting to be good when we're not raised on the river, but unfortunately the opponent turns over 4-3 of clubs, so we turn the straight. He had the open-ended straight draw on the flop. This footage here of Rosie shows us in the moment, not too stoked about the situation, but still capturing it for the vlog and you guys. Unfortunate situation for us there, but drop a like on the video to help ease some of the pain. This next hand we look down at pocket jacks from the cutoff. The hijack raises it up to $15, and I'm obviously going to be raising it up here again. I put in the 3 bet to $40. Big blind now puts in the 4 bet to $90, which is definitely concerning, and the hijack gets out of the way. The action's back onto us, and for $50 more here, I think it's worth putting in a call. We're going to be in position, but he is going to have the stronger range advantage here. Either way, with $196 in the pot, we're off to the flop. Flop's a good one. It comes 3-7-8 with 2 hearts. If he has ace king, he missed, but don't tell him that. He shoves all in for $210. Pocket jacks here, so we obviously have the overpair, but we're losing to queens, kings, and aces. Not a great spot, but given the fact that the board is pretty clean for us, I decide to put in the call. Definitely don't blame anyone for folding here, but I guess you would have had to fold pre-flop as well. Turn comes the 4 of clubs, the river comes the queen of diamonds. Opponent turns over one of those hands we were afraid of, pocket aces, the bullets, and the $616 pot is going to be going in the direction of the other opponent. I guess tonight's just not our night.
Holy. Wow. My man. What's up, dude? Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you, brother.
Yeah.
Hey, keep up the good work, and don't forget those military members that put themselves in harm's way, and support the troops.
Hey, thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Next hand, we look down at King 10 offsuit from late position. I raise it up to $15 and get called by the cutoff and the big blinds, going 3 ways to the flop. Flop's a decent one for us. It comes Queen Jack 7 with 2 clubs. We flop the open-ended straight draw. Given the fact there's 2 other opponents here and we just have King High, I start with a check. The cutoff and big blind both check, so we're off to the turn, which comes the 7 of spades. Big blind checks it over to us, and now that the action got checked through on the flop, I decided to go for a delayed c-bet here of $15, and the cutoff puts in the call. Big blind now puts in a raise to $45, repping the 7 of spades in some way. We have the open-ended straight draw here, and I assume the cutoff's going to come in behind us, giving us decent pot odds to call. I put in $30 more, and the cutoff does as well. The river, we need some help here, an ace or a 9. Doesn't come one of those cards, it comes a jack of hearts. We're left with just king high, and the big blind leads out for $75. There's nothing for us to do other than fold here. He's representing a very strong hand. The cutoff folds his cards as well, but lucky for us, the big blind turns over his cards, and he had quads. He had us absolutely crushed the whole way. Get up!
Aces.
Oh my god. Damn it.
Kato, how did it feel to show the table your nuts?
It felt really great, actually.
I wish I could show the table my nuts.
And I was drawing to even stronger nuts.
We're in the small blind. We look down at ace-9 of spades. There's an under the gun limp, and I put in a raise for $15 when the action folds back around to us. Only the under the gun player puts in the call, so going heads up, out of position to the flop comes king, queen, 6, rainbow. This board's going to connect well with our pre-flop raising range, so for that reason, I decided to make a 1/3 pot size bet for $11. I would bet this size with all of my kings and queens as well, so I think it's important to do this with my bluffs. Under the gun puts in the call, and we're off to the turn, which gives us top pair, comes the ace of diamonds. I now decide to go for a little bit of pot control and deception, and I put in a check. Under the gun's happy to check it behind, and we're off to the river, which comes a 7 of clubs. Given the fact the opponent checked back the turn very quickly, I think I have the best hand here. I don't see how the 7 of clubs would have improved his hand in any way. For that reason, I decided to go for an overbet here, just making it look like a bluff, and hopefully he pays us off with a king or a queen. The opponent thinks about it for a little while before going all in for $200. This is a really weird spot. I don't really know how the 7 of clubs would have improved him. If he had us on the turn, he probably would have bet and not checked it behind, risking us catching up on the river. For that reason, I decided to put in $125 more, indicating a call, and the opponent shows us the goods. Pocket 7's our favorite hand. He's going to take down this pot here. I guess I probably should have bet the turn. He wouldn't have got there on the river. He just would have folded, but oh well. $454 going the opponent's way. Not our night at all. One more bullet, we rebuy for $300. We look down in the small blind at king, queen of spades, a great hand. Straddle's on, and there's a call over to me. I pop it up to $29 from out of position, and the cutoff puts in the call. Heads up, out of position to a flop with $66 in the pot comes queen, 9-4 with 1 spade. Top pair and a backdoor straight and flush draw. Life's pretty good here on this exact board. I make my standard 1/3 pot size bet here for $21, and the action's on the opponent. Opponent's not done with the hand just yet. He tosses in $21, and we're off to the turn. $108 in the pot comes a 6 of clubs. When the opponent calls the flop, he's going to have a lot of 1-pair holdings. He's also going to have some straight and flush draws. For that reason, I want to bet big here on the turn. I decided to go for a pot size bet, just looking to charge all of his draws. Fortunately, the cutoff doesn't have a hand that he wants to continue with. He tosses in his cards, and we take down that $108 pot. What's up? We just cashed out. This guy made a profit, this guy didn't, but it was a fun time. Met up with a bunch of cool people, and it's honestly really refreshing to be able to film in a casino. We were just talking about that on the way down, and shout out to this guy for trying to unite all the San Diego casinos and bring it on board, because honestly it brings more people into the game, which is super cool. And that's another story for a different time, but we ended up getting out of the game for a $700 loss. So not the best thing in the world there, but we won a lot in Vegas, so that's good news. Anything to say, Kato?
Yeah, well, first of all, a lot of awesome people came out from hours away to come enjoy this meetup game, which is great. But it was awesome meeting you, Wolfgang.
It was awesome meeting you.
We're going to do a lot of other great stuff together. We're going to bring the whole, it's like a small vlog family that we all are in now.
And so there's a lot of us here in LA too.
There are.
It'd be cool just to continue to do this like every month maybe. All right, you guys, good luck on the tables as always. I'll catch you guys in the next video.
Kato out.
Thanks for watching to the end of my video. Click my head below to subscribe and stay in the loop. See you next time.